All right, what's going on, everyone? Moose here, Airguns of Michigan, and I actually was going to do a larger video than this, but I figured, this is a great way to potentially interact with you guys about different kinds of reviewers. And so in my experience, and it's something that's really been it's always been something that I've thought about, is like the differences in reviewers, right? So some reviews are obviously very biased and very paid for and things like that, which brings us to our first type of review. And that first type of reviewer, I suppose, is the paid advertiser, right? We all know who they are. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. There's really not. They're influencers. That is their job. Their job is to influence you into buying something no matter what, right? So, unfortunately, though, sometimes those people can influence people to buy things that maybe they're just not really that happy about, right? So, it's very one-sided. Everything is the greatest and most amazing thing, right? We've all seen even the influencers on TV where they all originated from, the Foreman grill, all these different pieces of equipment that Emerald's name on something, and Emerald didn't invent that. He didn't come up with the idea. The company came up with the idea, and then they went out and they found an influencer, and they paid him absorbent amounts of money to put his name on something, just like the Foreman grill, and then they made a killing. Well, the same thing holds true in the airgun industry. You've got paid advertisers who are literally and physically paid monetary compensation as well as goods and compensation to go out and tell you how amazing this product is so that you'll go out and spend your money on it. All right, so that's the first type of reviewer. And then you've got the second type of reviewer who wants to be like the first type. So what they do is they go out and either they buy guns or components, accessories, whatever, or they will get things from manufacturers, and they'll beef them up so much in hopes that somebody will eventually say, hey, I'll pay you to advertise my product. All right, so that's the second type. And then you've got the third type, and these are the ones that actually I'm going to save the third type for the fourth type. So we're going to go to the third type. It's really what I was going to say is my fourth. Then you've got the unbiased people, or the people that try to be as unbiased as possible. And those are the people that, yes, they do want monetary gain. They do want, free stuff. But the difference is that they're always trying to be as honest as they can be, right? That's what I try to be. I really do. And I'm not saying that I'm not human and that on occasion I haven't been a little biased towards a product, not because I'm trying to fool you, but because I really like the product, right? So sometimes, and I've found myself doing that, and I've tried to catch myself all the time, not in fact being that way, right? I really do try to be as honest as I possibly can with you guys on everything that I do. But like I said, I'm still human, and the bias side of me, when I really enjoy an air gun, does come out, and that's unfortunate, but it's not a lie. I'm not lying about it, though. I guess that's part of the difference. Anyway, so, and then you've got the fourth type of reviewer, and these reviewers drive me absolutely nuts. I think that they are just, I don't know. I don't even know. I just think that it's ridiculous that people do this. And it's the people that talk shit about stuff that they, number one, don't have never seen, or don't have any intention of buying. And that includes just putting out videos with pictures of stuff that you don't even have, right? just to get a video out. I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever. Like putting pictures up of something and saying that you're talking about it from an aspect of, you know, like you physically shot one or had one in your hand or played with one or dialed the scope or whatever. Drives me nuts. I don't understand why people do it. Seriously, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Especially when you're talking about something that really you don't know about, because all the reading and talking in the world isn't the same as having something in your hand, right? You know, I drive a Ford Escape. I love this car. I really do. It's all-wheel drive. It's a nice package. You know, it's peppy. It's quick. It's comfortable. It gets great gas mileage. And of course, talking to a Ford executive or talking to a Ford dealership, they're going to tell you that the Escape is a great car, right? But until you get behind the wheel and physically feel the comfort, and you sit in the seat and you shift the gears and you mash the gas pedal and you turn on the radio to see what kind of, tunes it's got, and if it's good sound, until you drive it and you steer it and you enjoy it, you really can't talk about it other than saying, well, yeah, Ford gives a great thumbs up. Well, of course Ford does. They made the damn thing. And of course the dealership's going to talk it up because they want to make a sale. But that doesn't make you an expert or even qualified to really talk about something that you don't have. And case in point, there's a guy that put out a video on the FX Panthera that he kept calling the Pantera, and it's not, it's Panthera. And so that was like the first, like, oh my gosh moment. And then the next one was the top 6 reasons that you shouldn't buy one. But he doesn't even have one. He's never had one. So it's like, well, wait a minute. How could you possibly know anything about that gun and you've never even held one or shot one? It's like that just, to me, that's just stupidity. And the people that would follow somebody like that would say, man, this dude really knows what he's talking about, are freaking just as delusional. I mean, seriously. I mean, how can you possibly speak on something that you don't even have? I get asked all the time, man, what do you think about the Epic? Man, what do you think about the Epic? What do you think, Day State or Scout? And I'm like, it's too soon to tell. Like, I'm not going to give you an answer. They're like, oh, no, come on, man, tell me. And I'm like, okay, then fine, Day State. Then Day State's the way that you want to go. And they're like, really? You think Day State's better than the Epic? And I'm like, listen, dude, you put me into a situation. I don't have as much trigger time behind the Epic as I do with my Day State. So if you're going to pressure me into giving you guys an answer, then there's my answer. And my answer is Day State. We haven't even had an opportunity to shoot this thing at 100 yards yet to even tell you guys what kind of groups we're getting, because it's freaking 5 degrees here in northern Michigan. It's cold as heck. And it's really not ideal temperatures to try to go out and get a good representation of what an air gun is capable of doing. Unfortunately, my bad, because I'm going to miss out, because now that the gun started shipping, somebody else is going to come out with that video. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's not a big deal. I don't do this for, hurry up and see who can get the first video out. I do this because I want to be as honest and forthright with you guys as I can be. So I hope that kind of gives you guys an understanding of the different types of reviews and reviewers that you're going to see. If you want to be pressured into buying an air gun, you know who to go watch, right? Those guys are really good at what they do. Once again, nothing against them. That's a great income for them. To be honest with you, part of me wishes that I could be paid and still be unbiased, right? But it doesn't always happen that way. Hold on a second, man. I can't even see who it is. Oh, what's up, Denny? And then, like I said, then you've got your second types of reviewers. Those are the guys that are gonna say things because they wanna get recognized. So they only talk good about products no matter what, in hopes that companies will see them and then say, hey, that's a great guy, man. We should totally just keep, we should send him something, maybe compensation to get him to review our product because he's going to say what's best. And then, and then you've got the guys that try to be, as unbiased as we possibly can. Everybody's biased, man. I don't care who you are. Whether you're giving a good review or a bad review, you're biased at one point or another. It's impossible to avoid. If you're mad at a company or upset with somebody, you're going to give a negative review no matter what. And then you're going to claim that it's honest. But in reality, it's not honest. Honest is subjective to this is exactly what I got, this is what happened, but I'm not bashing anybody and I'm not praising anybody. I'm just simply telling you exactly what happened, and I'm not making it personal between me and somebody else, because then it becomes bias. So I try to do that. What's poppin', air gunners? Denny the flat broke air gunner says. And but yeah, so, and then, like I said, and then you got the guys that review stuff, and they don't even know, like, they don't even have one. So I don't even understand why they would even put a video out, to be honest with you. So, like I said, I hope that helps you guys to, make informed decisions. And, I mean, there's always, yeah, I mean, listen, for entertainment value, I watch all four. I really do. I do watch all four of the different reviewer types, because it doesn't really matter to me. I just like to see what other people's kind of game plans are, and, stuff like that. So, hello, flat broken cop. Yep. So, yeah, I always just like to see what everybody's, options are. Some people I turn off, and I'm just like, I'm done watching that. It's just more the diarrhea of the mouth, but nothing really important ever gets done or said. So, but like I said, once again, there's different people for different types of reviews, and I get asked this too, and just to kind of give you guys some idea of what can happen to some of us reviewers is, I'll get people that ask me all the time. They're like, man, how come you don't do ballistics testing, or how come you don't do this, or how come you don't do that? And it's like, well, a couple of reasons. One is because that's not really my forte, right? It's not what I enjoy doing. But there are lots of other guys out there that is what they like doing. And that's all they focus on is ballistics testing. They test different pellets and slugs and, and stuff like that. Maybe not necessarily as many guns as, is what. Yeah, exactly. What is that? Is that Lou? I couldn't tell. Uh-oh. I can't tell. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Anyway. But, yeah, I'm just not that, I'm not that guy. Like, it's not that I'm not interested. It's just that by the time I drag all my stuff out to the range and I set up and this and that, number one, I can't really shoot, like ballistics gel out on our range, because I can't set up anything downrange that's not already there, right? So that goes against the rules of the Sportsman's Club. So I'm kind of hosed when it comes to that, unless I take time and then I go over to a buddy of mine's, in which case I can set up however I want. And I'm actually talking with another friend of mine. His name's Dave, and we recently both moved up here from downstate, and Dave and I are starting to chit chat more and more. And he's got a big chunk of land, and he's going to be building a shooting range on his property. And I think that I may end up going over there quite a bit to do some stuff, and maybe even hunting this stuff with Dave too. So that'll be something cool. But yeah, it's just, everybody's got their niche, right? And mine is more like, hey, here's my initial thoughts, here's some shooting and some groups, and the other thing for me too is that I try to do reviews of guns pre-tune, so that you can see real world what happens when you pick one up straight out of the box. Now, I get nicked on that a lot too. People, oh my gosh, dude, everybody's a freaking critic. Man, you suck, dude. Why would you have done that review and blah, blah, and this and that? And it's like, listen, man, for the average air gunner, right? The average air gunner does not know how to necessarily tune an air gun. They just don't. It's not what they're doing. They want an air gun that they can just pick up and go out and shoot, and they don't know about what pellet shoots best, or if they should have slugs or pellets. Now I'm saying the average, right? It doesn't mean all you guys. I'm not calling you guys silly or dumb or anything like that, because there are some of you that are very fluent in what you need to do and how to tune a gun, and what pellets and slugs shoot best and things like that. So there's that. But then so for me it's like, well, if all I ever do is tune my guns and then go out and shoot groups, and then somebody makes a determination based on the fact that I tune that gun to shoot really super good groups at 50 and 100 yards, then they're going to go out and spend their hard-earned money on that gun with the same ammo that I have, and then they're going to try to shoot those groups, and what are they going to experience? Not the same thing. So that's why I always just pull them out of the box and try to give you guys, this is what I experienced from day one. This is how it shot. It's what I did with the RTI Prophet 2. Now we're making changes, so now things are changing and things are getting better. They're getting different, and and they're starting to come together more, and this and that. So, but that's, now I've gone in and I've changed things on the gun. So I'm changing what comes stock straight out of the box. So I hope that really makes sense to you guys. So that's just the kind of decision that I had to make from day one. Is, do I want to, just like when FX sent me the gun, they were like, hey, do you want Newman or somebody to tune that thing up and send it to you already pre-tuned? And I went, nope. I want a gun straight out of the box. The same way that if somebody buys that gun from Pyramid, because we know Pyramid doesn't open their boxes, they don't leak test, they don't pre-shoot them unless you pay them to, and even if you pay them to, they're only shooting 10 yards. That's exactly what's going to happen, right? This is what you're going to experience. So I just like I said, no, I want straight out of the box every single time. That way it gives you guys 100%. Now, after the fact of shooting the original video, if I go back to shooting the thing after it's tuned and you guys are like, yay, well then at least now you know that, hey, this is how it's shot straight out of the box, this is how it's shooting tuned. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to get off here. It's already been almost an 18-minute video, but I figured that'll give you guys a good baseline to make a good determination on, knowing the difference between the people. That's really the big thing, is knowing the difference between the types of reviews that you're getting. The guys that are influencers and they're paid, they've already tuned those guns, they're shooting the best they possibly can, and they're doing that so that it influences you to buy one. Then you've got the other guys that are trying to make a name for themselves, and they're going to tune their guns or have somebody tune them, and then they're going to make the best video they possibly can to influence you once again, so that way they can become paid. Then you got the unbiased guys that are like, yeah, whatever, we make our money in other ways. And then you've got the guys who just want to get a video out on something that they know nothing about, absolutely zero. They've never held one, and it's just silly. It's silly. There's no point in doing a video like that, in my opinion. If you're going to talk about, hey, I got one coming, that's one thing, right? But I'm not going to make any claims about something that I don't know anything about, right? And, for somebody to make, especially, like I said, it's really specifically about the whole Panthera thing. 6 reasons that you shouldn't own one or shouldn't buy one, but yet you've never even held one in your hand. So anyway, with that being said, I'm Moose. This is Airguns of Michigan. Be good to each other. God bless. We'll talk to you guys all later. Till next time. See you.